Hello guys. Would you like to make a hat for TF2?
Yes!
Well, then you have come to the right place. Are you ready to get furious countless amount of times? Some serious burnouts? Or even no will to live? Well then if you do, then welcome to the Blender tutorial where I'm gonna teach you several things. These things being modeling, UV unwrapping, making normal map, and previewing your piece of art. So get your fat ass on the chair. Get your monster drink. Because shit is about to get started. Before jumping into a Blender, you need to download some crucial things such as like Blender, GMod, Source Tools, Crowbar, TexTools, and UVpacker. We are gonna start with GMod. After downloading this bad boy, open it. This should appears in front of your lost face. Set directory to the files you've got your TF2 installed. It should be looking something like this. You'll see an abyss of files. But there's only one we're looking for. TF2 missed deer. Open it. And lo and behold, even more files. After opening the TF2 missed deer, go to Models, Player. Let's say you want to make hat for heavy. Select every file that says heavy. Drag these bunch of craps. And throw them into some input folder. Great job. Would give you a cookie, if I had one. Hope you still have got some energy with you. That's where the crowbar comes in. It's a tool that allows you to decompile these TF2 files. After launching the crowbar, you need to set directories. One being to that fat bastard you've just set input for. The other one to the folder you want to have your decompiled files stored. When there's all set, simply click the big ass decompile sign. And done. You've made it. Now the real tutorial begins. I assume you've got some idea for your hat. Good. Now let's put that idea from your cute little head to the reality. Boot up the Blender. Do you see that little cube? Delete this by clicking X. Get that light off your face either. Now, let's put our chubby friend on the scene. Go to File. Then Import. And then finally pick Source Engine. Find the directory you have put your heavy. And then click Heavy Morph Slow. Let's put him straight up. Use R to rotate the heavy. That's a firm stand pose. Now, by clicking Shift plus A, find cube and click on it. Why did I delete the first one? Because I'm a sociopath. Now, that cube is your friend. You are like Michelangelo. And the cube is your David. So what is your idea? Ah, I see. Very well then. It is time for me to show you some basic keys. So pay attention and take notes. G allows you to grab and move your object. Tab changes view from object mode to editor. These three little boxes are vertex, edges, and faces. We are going to use all of them. R, like I have mentioned before. Rotation. S, is for scaling your object. By clicking S, and then Z, object is scaling in Z-axis. Same thing for X and Y. There's also Ctrl plus R. It makes more edges on your object depending on the face you have chosen. There is a lot more to learn. I cannot show you everything. But eventually you will get better at this. Now, let's get to work. First thing, smooth your cube. Perfect. As smooth as my brain. Name your cubic friend. Also, I almost forgot. Use Z to extrude your faces. From now on, I'm gonna do a little time lapse. If there's gonna be something cool to mention, I will slow down. I use subdivide here by right-clicking and choosing subdivide option. Okay. Moving on. Now stop. I'm gonna mark this edge as sharp edge. Click right mouse button. Then mark as sharp. Done. Mirror tool is one of most used modifiers for me. You go to the modifiers tab. Search for mirror. And then by clicking Z choose wireframe. Now click C. And pick half of the faces you want to delete. Done. I had to cut some part of the time lapse since these videos are taking a lot of time and space. By clicking Ctrl+B on the edge, you multiply the edge, making it look a little bit smoother. Always remember to keep track of your tris. These are the numbers of triangles in your object. You might say it is double amount of the rectangular faces. TF2 limit for the hat and cosmetics is 1400 tris. Have that in mind while making hat. Making seam is a crucial thing which I'm gonna mention later. But here's how to mark them. Pretty much the same as marking sharp edges. To copy your faces and objects, I used Shift+D, and then with new object selected. Click P, then choose selection. To apply the mirror, you simply head over to this tiny arrow and click Apply. You apply every modifier like this. By adding the normal weight, your item is gonna look a little bit better. Okay, when you're happy with the final product of your model, it's time for me to show you how to make it look even sexier. First thing, add collection by clicking right mouse button. Name it, low poly. Now, make another one, but this one will be high poly. Now, by clicking Shift+D, copy your low poly models to the collection you've just made. Don't forget to name it with _LP at the end. I hope you have installed TexTools and UVpacker. If not, then I'm gonna send a pipe bomb at your address. It's time for UV unwrapping. Get to the UV editing section. Remember the seam I mentioned before? Well, it's time for you to use it. Seams needs to be in the most hidden places, so nobody can see it. Think about it as seam on your dog's nuts, nobody wants to see this. You know what? If you would tell me 1 year ago that I'm gonna do this tutorial, I would shit my pants, right where I sit and edit this video for you. Before unwrapping, while being in object mode, select your hat, and click Ctrl+A. Then, click All Transforms. If we wouldn't do that, all the textures would look like stretched glove covered in shitpot. Quick note. After doing this, it's possible that your item will look oddly shitty. Just add normal weight modifier, and your hat should regain its beauty. Okay, so here comes the unwrap. Are you ready? In edit mode, select all of the faces you want to unwrap. Then, click U key, and then click Unwrap. Now, click the Align to World. It will help with sorting your unwrapped mask. In the TexTool add-on, click the checkerboard to preview the texture. It's looking very promising, just as my future doesn't look. There's a lot of options in TexTool. For example, Rectify allows you to rectangulate your wrap. UVpacker is the best free add-on that helps you with throwing all your unwrapped mask to a one texture box. You simply select all your unwrapped objects, click Pack, and the add-on will do the rest. Back in the days, I was doing it all manually. That felt like 11th circle of hell in renovation. Now that we have our unwrapped object, it's time for creating the high poly model. Don't worry, you won't need to make it all again. First, Shift+D a low poly model, throw the copied model to high poly collection. After doing that, find subdivision surface modifier on your high poly. You want your high poly model to overlay with the low poly. You can also add displacement modifier. Next thing you're gonna add is the multi-resolution modifier. Okay, now that we have million tris, we can go to sculpting and create some details on our hat. After putting some details on, navigate again to UV Edit. First thing, in Material, create new material for your hat. Apply this to every component of the hat. That's how it should look like in the Shading tab. Back to UV Edit. Here, you've got to select _LP models, and _HP models. Then, in TexTool, set resolution 1024 by 1024. AA should be set as None. CS, Linear. From all of these textures, pick Tangent Normal. Cage Extrusion can be set to 0.40. Now in Force, pick Single option, since we want our normal map on the single image. Now just simply click the Bake option. Congratulations, you've just made your normal map for your hat. Always remember to put away your hidden models behind, so the baking process won't get interrupted. Save your normal map as PNG file. And then in Shading tab, follow this guide. Click Shift+A, and find thing that says, Image Texture. That's where we will put our normal map. Next thing is adding normal map from the search bar. And the final thing is adding the RGB curves. Connect them just like I have. And there you have it, your highly detailed hat on your low detailed model. To be honest, first time I did this, I almost cried and threw up on the carpet out of joy. I assume you haven't had sold your soul to buy a substance painter. So, if you haven't, don't skip this part. You're gonna have to go back to UV Edit. Remember to move your high detailed model away. Also you're gonna have to ascend your hat above Heavy's head. It will prevent unnecessary problems with baking. Change the texturing to AO. Set samples on 0.5, and AA's 2x. CS should be sRGB. Hit Bake option. Now, you might as well make yourself a coffee or bake yourself a cake, since it's gonna take a while. With the power of editing, I baked my texture faster than my dad's come back home after finding out I won on the lottery. Now, save your AO texture in the same directory as the normal map. Okay, create new collection. Name the collection with your item's name. Then copy your low poly model, and throw it on newly made collection. Now in this collection, select all hats components and hit Ctrl+J to join them. Finally, you've got a one-piece item. Go to Data, then click the plus sign to add vertex group. Name it, BIP_head. Okay, now hide the fat ass, and unhide his skeleton. First select the hat, then select the skeleton. Now hit Ctrl+P and select, with empty groups. Now scroll through these vertex groups and find, BIP_head. Now that you found it, select your hat in edit mode and then click, Assign. After this, go to Scene, find Source Engine Export. Select SMD, and set directory to your hats folder. Simply click Export option, and export your hat. Beautiful work, I'm proud of you. TF2 requires the medium detailed hat, and low detailed hat. So let's get to it. Medium detail is with maximum of 900 tris. Mine has 904, so I have to delete some faces. Always create new collection while doing this. To reduce the number of tris, simply click X on the selected edge you want to remove, and pick edge loops. Same thing for the low detail. Maximum tris is 700. Enough Blender for now. Now that you have your precious headgear, it's time to download another useful shit. There's a link in the description to the TFMV files. You have to simply download all of it. There's also a link for the HLMV++ to download. After downloading both of these, you need to put the HLMV++ files to your TF2 files. Put these two files in the x64 folder. When you've got your textures done, remember to save them in Targa files, it's TGA. They also have to be 512 by 512. Same thing with the normal map. You can color your texture in GIMP or Photoshop. I used GIMP for that. Remember, while choosing colors of your work, always refer to the game colors, especially colors of the mercenaries. I will put some reference photos in the files. We're now ready to do the very final steps. Let's get to our masterpiece of gaming industry, TF2. Hi demo, while in the main menu, click this wrench thingy. Then, click Publish New Item. Name it however you want to, even a cheese slut hat. Pick a class in the slot hat. Uncheck the hands region since we won't need that. Now it's time to find your hat's model. For every LOD select appropriate model. As a backpack icon, use this Targa file I inserted in the files. After doing this, select your textures. Remember to also insert your normal map textures. When there's all done, click Verify and Finish. Since you got all done here, it's time for the previews. Now in the TF model viewer, select your item, by clicking Workshop and then your item's name and then load out to HLMV. It appears that Heavy has lost his arms during his Vietnam duty. Let's bring them back to him. Just watch what I do. Hooray, Heavy can once again wipe his ass. Now let's make a good-looking pose for a backpack icon. Hold Ctrl plus left mouse click to control the light source. By clicking View, hide the control panel. Go back to TF Model Viewer, and select this gray block. To take a screenshot you simply direct to Options and then click Make Screenshot. Done. Now delete the background in the Photoshop or GIMP, and paste it to the BP icon holder. Now go back to TF2 and replace your new BP icon. Now let's do a speedrun from making a preview. Be prepared for possible brain aneurysm.
zboară ca niște zmei mei. Mai frumoasă-i mândra mea, de seară mă duc la ea, care dulce gurița. Și prinde apă, mă duc la ea că mi-e dragă, Sanie cu zornele mei. Obosit cum oi putea, de seară mă duc la ea, care dulce gurița. Săniuță, domă, iară, unde-a fost cealaltă seară? Hei, du-mă la mândruța mea, care dulce gurița, Sanie cu zorgălei măi. Du-mă la mândruța mea, care dulce gurița, și mi-e tare drag de ea. Da, obosit și plin de apă, mă duc la ea că mi-e dragă, Sanie cu zorgălei măi. Obosit cum oi putea, de seară mă duc la ea, de seară mă duc la ea. Ha, șa.
We have finally made it. The time has come. Our long journey is about to reach an end. It's time to post our submission. Get some cheering feedback, get some money, get some fame, get some bitches. I think it's time for me to go. People in the basement are starting a riot, so I'm gonna have to talk to them. But let me just say this one last thing, before they figure out how to destroy 3 locks. With all the knowledge I've given you, boot up the blender, and make yourselves some hats. If I did a shitty guide, let me know. I will hopefully learn some more stuff if you want me to. Just give me some feedback. And for the FBI agents, it's a joke, I'm not having any hostages. I'm just autistic. Yeah, that being said, thanks for watching, and good luck.